In this particular question, we are presented with the story about a cylinder that is cut out of the metal sheet of tin, rectangular. We have some measurement in the beginning. We know that x is the radius. We know h is the height of the cylinder. We have the whole width of that sheet of 20 centimeters. We do have the formula for the volume of this cylinder. And in this particular part here, now that we are coming here, is saying the graph on the right shows the function for the volume for a range of values of x. The x-axis is shown, as we can see, but not the y-axis. The graph of the v function, the volume function, cuts the x-axis at the points A0 and B0, and we can see that cuts in two places. And then they are making sure to let you know, yes, this is first value of x, is the smaller one, because somewhere here will be the y-axis, so that is closer to 0, this is more further away, that's bigger value of x. So they are saying, by referring to the diagram on the previous page or otherwise, find the value of A and the value of B. So that's what I'm looking at. Well, it's a function. Don't forget what the function is about. It's about x and y value. X value in the context of this question is what? The radius, isn't it? And v, which is the y value, that's the volume. So when I'm looking at these coordinates, that is radius, that is volume. That is radius, that is volume. So for both of those places, volume is 0. Okay. Now we can do calculation. We can put 0 in place of volume and therefore solve that equation. But let's just pause for a moment and think. Now, how do we calculate the volume of the cylinder? Don't even mind that function. Volume of the cylinder is multiply pi, multiply by radius to the power of 2, multiply by h. So radius, that's our x, that didn't change. So when the volume becomes 0, in the context of multiplication, if one of those elements of multiplication becomes 0, well, therefore, the volume will be 0, isn't it? Because if any of, in multiplication, if one of the elements is 0, therefore the overall value is 0. So that's what I have to think about. In what situation will I have 0 for the volume? So here, radius is x. So obviously, I'm going to have 0 for volume if the radius itself is 0, so if x is 0, and the other one is about h. And in the previous part, we had an expression for h 20 minus 4x, because that's 20. That 20, how did we get that? Because that length 20 have h in it, and it has x here, x, x. So 4x. So that's how we moved that to the other side. That's how we got that value here. So if this value here, meaning 20 minus 4x is 0. So if we sub that in, well, therefore we move our 4x to the other side, divide both sides by 4. X is equal 5. So we understand that this value here, therefore A has to be 0. And this value here is x equal 5. So that's what I'm saying. We could solve that, or we could just pause for a moment and think about the volume, because at the end of the day, that's what this question was about. Y is the volume and x is the radius.